Um, I think we're on. Um, don't know how to start this. Don't know. Don't even know where this is gonna go. This is something that Herb has asked me to do for
Ever.
the last couple years, and um, I don't know. I don't know what to call this. Haven't thought of a name or anything, but just more so, just doing something. Um, I don't know. Maybe we should figure out what to say. Actually,
Why we gotta
this is
figure out anything to say? We just keep talking, nigga. What you talking about? This is untitled niggas.
I'm not naming it. I'm not naming that.
Untitled niggas. We can't go with that line.
I'm, I'm not naming it that. I'm not
Why
calling it
not?
that. That that is very uncut and raw.
That's fine.
Um,
I'm the uncut raw one.
but
Raw
yeah,
Monday night, nigga.
this is very like I said, this is very unplanned. I don't even know where this will go. But I'm sure people out there, whoever sees this, will enjoy this probably. Um, being that I don't talk a lot like that, I feel like, and this guy over here, people probably feel like they don't ever see or hear from him at all. So, um,
The unspoken and unseen.
the Mister Nobody. But yeah. So we're just gonna see what happens with this. Like I said, that's literally all I can keep saying is I don't know where it'll go. Some people might enjoy it, some people might not, but all in all, we'll just figure it out. So, today's Sunday, May 24th. It is Indy 500 day. If you live in Indianapolis or if you're a race fan, for those who don't care, it's just another day for y'all. Um, but we're planning to be here for a little bit. Nothing too crazy. 5 minutes has passed and it feels like it's been 20. But yeah, we could get off whatever you need to get off your chest, whether it's just life stuff, personal stuff, or just anything random. Let it rip.
Well, first things first. Hi, I'm Herb. Um, this nigga obviously he keeps saying his name is Boogie, but these niggas didn't even know what your real name was before. We're gonna keep it a mystery at this point.
Yeah.
But it's so funny to know there were so many people that he knew for years that did not know his real name. If it was customers, friends, I bet there's a family member out there only knows you by Boogie. You know how insane that is?
Nah. Most of my family don't even call me Boogie for real. They just call me my real name. And if you know my real name, it's not a mystery at all. Like I don't care. Like I have no issue telling people my real name. It's just, from what I understand, it's just not needed to be told. Most people just know me as Boogie or think Boogie Kazam is my first and last name. It is not. But I'm not mad that you guys call me Boogie, and it's not a mystery about my first name. It's just people don't really know it. And like he said, it's just one of those things where people just don't know, and that's fine. But yeah, we're just talking about whatever comes to mind. We do have a couple topics that people have sent us, but it's really just to get our shit off, whatever we feel like saying for the day or the week or whatever time we do this. If we do this again, um,
Yeah, most def, because this was unplanned, but we about to try this shit out because it's gonna be fun, and definitely we wanted to figure out what these topics are. But I will say this: side for Indy 500, I don't know what in the hell people see in being in them crowds. Can I just say that? I'm just because it's in the parking. I already see two people, tell me they paid $250 to park.
yeah, parking is from what I've seen and witnessed, the whole West Side by Speedway is pretty crazy. most people that I know that live by the speedway or live by the track, a lot of them either leave for the day or they just stay in the house for the day because traffic is super crazy. Most of the roads are blocked off. You got all these people that are trying to take side roads, thinking they can cut the traffic and they can't, which makes more traffic.
And then they be hitting potholes.
Exactly. So if you live on the west side, I'm sure you either have tried to stay away from it the last day or two, or you are stuck over there and you plan on not leaving because yeah, I just can't even imagine being stuck in like traffic and stuff like that. But yeah, Indy 500 seems cool. I would love to go. I mean, when I was a kid, the whole snake pit and the carb day stuff seems fun. It definitely is something where I feel like if you plan on doing that, that's like the only thing you do for those days because I feel like you would be so exhausted trying to walk around the track and just all the different activations and pop-ups and stuff. But it's a pretty big deal in America. I mean, it's one of the biggest and one of the most historic F1 races there is. So shout out to the F1 people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely shout outs to them. I mean, I get it. I definitely have it on my list to go. Just know I'm not driving anywhere. I'm gonna be in my most breathable clothes. Ain't no way I'm about to be sweating bullets.
Yeah. And I don't think people realize, but that track, once you get to the track and once you physically get close to the track, it holds a lot of heat. So it's actually way hotter on the racetrack than it is with just the general heat outside with the asphalt and the cars running and everything that you just mix together in that atmosphere in that area. It gets really, really hot. So thankfully today it looks like it's gonna rain, but it hasn't been too hot for us this May. But I just can't imagine. I just can't even imagine if it was like a super hot day on top of the heat from the track. But shout out to everybody that's there. I know a lot of people went, so hopefully y'all had fun. Y'all didn't get too drunk or
Do they still
anything.
got the black driver? They still got a
Bubba,
black driver?
Bubba, I think Bubba
Yeah.
Wallace. He's not F1. I don't think. I think he's more NASCAR. But yeah, he's still pissing people off for just being himself. But
Yeah, that's insane.
that's a topic that I don't know if I'm ready to touch into. But
Nah, we
not episode.
we're gonna
one, at
circle
least.
back on that one.
Yeah,
we're gonna
because-
use some corporate work.
because,
We're gonna circle back on that one.
That one is that's a little rough. But I think he's still around. If I'm not mistaken, Danica Patrick is in F1, and she used to be a NASCAR
She used to
driver.
be NASCAR.
I think she's in what IndyCar or F1. I think
She
it's F1.
drives still. I thought she retired. And then
Maybe
she
she-
became.
maybe she
I remember
did.
she became like a commentator.
Could be,
Yeah.
but shout out to her. And
I
all those
don't
people.
keep up enough with it, sadly. And I don't know the Indy 500. Like that's a great event. Don't get me wrong. I would really, really love to like go see one of those crazy, out of country F1 races. I think that's sick. Those are awesome. I actually would like to see some of those IndyCar events too, like the Indy truck events.
Yeah.
Side note, shout out to a homie of mine, went to school with, Derek. He actually is I want to say he's like the pit crew chief for a Indy team.
It's a big deal, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of money there.
Oh, hey, look.
Shout out to
He's
him.
blessed. He has to be blessed. And if he's not, I'm sure he will be.
Hey. I hope so.
Boy.
But yeah, shout out to
Speaking of racing, shout out to Cadillac for moving the headquarters out here. I need that job still. Whatever you want to put me at this point, just put me somewhere. I want to be there.
Dang.
Hey, look, man, we gotta try to make our shots somehow. I'm gonna shoot it some way, somehow. From the court, from the chair, from the seats, from the suite. I don't care. make this happen.
Um, Dang, I muted myself, but I mean, Indy seems like it's growing. We can talk about that. Indiana as a whole.
Indy's definitely growing.
The last 2 or 3 years, Indy has been doing this. I keep muting myself. Sorry, y'all. Indy has been
Is
doing
it
this
just a
thing.
button or is it a switch?
It's very sensitive. It's a little
Oh,
button that you
okay.
tap, but I notice it because I'm looking at the recording while this is happening. But yeah, Indy has been doing this thing from the Pacers to the Fever. We almost had a soccer team, but that fell through, and that's a whole nother topic that I don't think I should touch or talk about because I don't know all the details, but I know it got pretty messy. But between that and then all the hotels going up and the hostings of like the NBA, WNBA All Star, Super Bowl, hopefully soon, one of these years, which it hasn't been here since like 2012 or whatever year that was, 2000 something,
Yeah, I think he might be.
2008 or something like that. It was.
Nah,
I don't think I was a
really.
senior in high school.
Was that when the Colts played and the Bears played?
I don't think.
I don't even remember.
don't keep
do
a-
apologize. I don't keep a lot up with sports. I'm a simple man. I don't do. I don't even keep up with it. If I don't know. If it's not like a new car, I just don't keep up with it now.
Yeah, but between just all the major events and now we're getting like what is it? Wrestling and SmackDown and all of that stuff. WrestleMania, sorry. We're hosting WrestleMania, I think, sometime in the next year or two. So between all the major events, Indiana is definitely moving in the right direction. I don't know if it'll ever be a city as big as Chicago or anything like that, but for us to be the number one hosting city, from what people say, and then we have the number one convention and the number one airport, I think we got to give our state more credit than what we do. I don't think we give Indiana enough credit than what we do. And it could be because we lived here all our lives, or most of us have lived here for quite some time. But I noticed that a lot of people from the city always talk badly about Indiana, especially as we've gotten older. And there's nothing wrong with leaving, I don't think. And I don't think there's anything wrong with staying. But like, we can't deny that Indiana has definitely moved in the right direction, at least from the um I don't want to say media, but from the standpoint of just like hosting events and just things like that.
Yeah, I agree. I would say a lot of people probably on the outside of the Indiana state, they probably look at it as though we're the state you fly into, do your business, fly out of.
Mm-hmm.
And as though that might be true, I will also say though, this gotta be one of the states where you get the most people who will live here, move out, get a family, or think about starting a family, move back here, and
Yeah.
then have the family.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things here that are great, especially with the education system. So that's gonna make a big turn and a big selling point for most families. Like nobody want no dumb kid nowadays. So
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think we've already gotten enough of those to figure out that we don't want more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I think Indy's definitely going in the right direction. I think it's really cool too. Like you got more and more. Not just say like I'm like the most pro black person. Like I'm always pro black.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
But we have started to get a lot more and more like black like things going on that weren't happening even like 4 or 5 years ago.
Of course.
I mean, you got from. I mean, you could just even start like I think you got somebody who's actually trying to run for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
A black sister that's actually trying to run for mayor. I do apologize because I do not remember the name. I remember reading it really fast.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I've seen stuff, but I definitely haven't kept up like I probably should. But yeah, even that, shout out to her.
Yeah,
The black woman is a dangerous person to have do anything. Not saying that from a bad standpoint or a negative light, but black women are really smart and they can be very scary because they can outsmart you most of the time.
Hey, look, man, women in general are scary. You know,
Nah, but shout out to black women.
Yeah, black women. Shout out to my black queens. I need one in my life, but shout out to them. I think, yeah, I agree. You know, our black sisters can be very scary. You know, they because it's calculated. Everything's calculated. You gotta watch out. You know, you listen. You might have forgotten open her door one time.
Mm-hmm.
Just know there might be some of them grits one day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you don't never. If you show too much at the early beginning stages and you start slacking off, you're hurting yourself.
Oh yeah, facts.
You definitely got to stay consistent because they're gonna call you out on it, and I don't blame somebody for calling you out on something that you did early on, and then now all of a sudden you stopped. And that can relate to anything in life. That doesn't even have to just be like with the ladies or anything, but yeah, women definitely remember and peep everything. So you always got to build your P's and Q's.
Yeah, see, I have bad memories, so I just ended up having to put a notation in my phone.
A notation is so crazy.
Well, I'm gonna say notes.
Notation is so crazy.
I say notation.
Notation is so. It's so just why.
I just want to say though, I am so happy to see more and more potholes filled. I just need to express this real fast.
Okay, let's talk about it. Potholes.
The amount of money that I've spent over my years of driving is insane for potholes.
Oh yeah, 1000%. But
now, like you see more and more people. I remember before you used to actually see like people take into their own accountability. They would fill the holes themselves.
Hey, filling a pothole in your own city yourself is so crazy. Because what are you even filling it up with?
You know, sometimes they fill it up with just rocks.
Rocks?
You know?
That's going to be worse.
Like gravel. You know, like gravel.
That ain't going to last too long. It's going to wash away on the next rain.
Look, man, at least they were trying. I need...
Rocks?
Hey, listen, I'm going to appreciate something. I'm going to appreciate one way or another.
Rocks? Just filling a pothole with rocks?
Dog, have you ever... listen, when you run over these potholes... And you got a lower car too.
Exactly. So rocks?
I'm running over the gravel, the gravel filled pothole.
I'd rather get on the wrong side
pothole.
of the road than to drive over a pothole filled with rocks.
Hold on, I'm saying the pothole is filled with gravel, brother. It's not going doo-doo, and you hear that it sounds expensive sound. You know that he was like, you start driving a little slower. You turn down the music. You try to hear if you hear the air going out that tire.
Exactly. Rocks is crazy. I'm just driving around it. I might not even take that street for the rest of the month.
Dog, yeah. And then I started. I was going down. I was going down Shaitland, coming from like.
That's already a war zone.
Mm-hmm. But I was coming. Shaitland.
Stupid. They've been working on Shaitland since 2010. Ain't no progress ever been made on Shaitland.
That stuff has been on since COVID. Why are we not done with Shaitland? We done built a whole. We done built 3 connections to different highways. They're finishing up a bridge. How did they finish this exit for Shaitland?
Shaitland will never be done. Shaitland is a forever work in progress because it's been some years and Shaitland is still nothing looks different about Shaitland at all.
That underpass part, that used to be my favorite. I ain't gonna hold you. That used to be my favorite part to like go in neutral real fast and like rev my car.
Ain't nothing good about a Shaitland.
Yeah, there's nothing good on Shaitland. But I noticed they filled the holes. When you're driving past, I think there's like a radio station.
Radio station on Shaitland.
Oh yeah, think like 71st at Shaitland or 62nd at Shaitland.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
you're
about.
Coming down
because they used to play basketball over there.
So I noticed that those used to be big ass potholes. They failed them. I was like, bet. So now I know I could take that. It's like, when you playing you playing the game, you start memorizing what happens in that area. Like Grand Theft Auto, like, oh well, so and so's over here. Yeah, I'm not taking that area. Now I'm like, clean, we're good. Now I'm taking that area all the time.
Yeah, there's potholes in any street, and I know I ain't trying to deal with it. I'm gonna just go another way, even if it takes me an extra 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna just go a different route because I can't. My car sits too low. I can't afford to hit nothing. I can't afford to leave my bumper behind. I can't afford bent rims. None of that. I literally can't, and I refuse.
I think it's my front driver's side wheel already has a small bend in it. The new wheels I bought for the CLS,
Yeah, that's crazy.
already bent. Are you kidding me? I'm shitty.
And you can't sue the city or nothing. So
Nobody paying for it except for me. And all I can be told is, oh well, you got low profile tires, sir. Sir, these ain't that low. These are the thickest I can get.
Yeah.
So they don't rub.
Yeah. Yeah, the city got to do better. We got like every single highway in the city being worked on.
You got a candidate actually try to. I think that was like one of his selling points. He's like, I'm here to fix the roads.
They've been saying that since I've been able to drive. Pothole ain't been filled since. It's like the potholes get filled and then they get unfilled and become bigger.
Yeah, like pound and pipe.
It's not even a new pothole. It's just the same one and it's just bigger this time than you last remember. So I don't know. They definitely need to do something. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, at least from my experience, but I have been on some roads where I was just like, how do y'all even get out y'all driveway without being sunken?
Yo, look, I'm right there with it. There's roads I just drive like 10 miles an hour. I'm driving slow. I don't care if you ride past me.
I'd rather walk.
Run around me if you need to, sir, ma'am. I'm not bending shit. I'm not popping no tires. I already spent money on new tires, new wheels, all because of a fucking pothole. I want my OEM wheels back, but y'all won't give them to me. And nobody want to fucking sell me. And by the way, too, because motherfuckers want all this money for a fucking wheel. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's what happens when you want to drive. What you drive, you can get something simple.
Hey,
like
man, I got a cheap car. You guys are driving around in newer 2016 and up cars, man. I got a 2006.
Sure.
That's the truth. You don't think it's the truth?
It's not a regular 2006, so it doesn't count.
It's a 2006, brother.
It's not a regular 2006, but I hear you.
It's a regular 2006, sir.
Yeah, I hear you. We'll let it be that for today.
It's nice. It's reliable.
Not when you hitting potholes, it ain't.
Yeah, no, nothing's reliable if you're hitting potholes. That's a Prius on the side of the road. I better hit a pothole.
Yeah, man. Yo, 2006 ain't the 2006 like you making it seem. So,
hey, man,
I'm just a guy. You got a Chevy Cavalier.
I'm just a normal working guy. I can't.
A Dodge Neon.
Hey, man. Speaking of Dodge, how you feel about that? How you feel about that dude? Hey, listen, that Dodge. You get my Jimmy's wiggling with that.
Yo, Jimmy's wiggling? Nigga, get out of here.
With that
Jimmy's wiggling.
With that Rumblebee. That Rumblebee, fire. Hear me out, though. I almost feel like you don't need one of the options. Like, engine options.
Yeah.
I almost feel like you just give them either a 5.7 or really just give them the 6.1 or 6.2. Give them that and then give them the Hellcat.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. We don't need a 5.7 because the 5.7 almost is like I think it's too many. I think it's too many too many levels. Then you kind of end up doing a thing where, listen, shout out to my nurses. Y'all will understand this better than most people. How in the nursing field, the only way there's so many different jobs, right?
Yeah.
So you got like CNA, MA, QMA, LPN, RN, MP. There's a bunch of them between that.
Elemental
And the
P.
only way people describe the position they're in or what I'm asking about is they say it's like this, but they don't do this.
What's that mean?
Like that you could ask like a QMA, like what do they do? I think QMA's like they deal with blood draws. So they say it's like I'm like a RN, I'm like an LPN, but I don't do I only do blood draws.
Every time I hear
Or
the
I'm like a
word,
CNA, but I do blood draws too. They can reference it one way or another.
every time I hear LPN, I think of EIN.
Yeah. Oh.
Every time I hear the word LPN, I think EIN or something business related. I don't think nothing about no hospital, no doctor, no nurse, no nothing. I don't know why I think that.
When I hear LPN, I don't know why my mind also goes to is it Dom Kennedy says something like that?
EIN or LPN?
No, LPN.
He says OPM.
He says OPM. That's what it is. Other people's money.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dom Kennedy.
I don't know how you get that from that, but
OPM. Right. Okay, OPM, LPN. You know, same kind of.
Like I said, Dom Kennedy. Yeah, I don't know, but.
Side note: do you think Dom Kennedy? Okay, Dom Kennedy, Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
Who do you think is a better artist?
Ooh, better artist?
Yeah.
I feel like that's all opinion based.
Yeah, definitely.
Me personally, at first I would say Dom, but lately Schoolboy. But I think that's only because Dom hasn't really put out as much as Schoolboy has in the last couple of years, at least that I've heard. And just growing up during the jerking era and stuff like that, I feel like I listened to a lot of Dom because a lot of people were listening to a lot of West Coast music, but he was also still dropping stuff, and I feel like he hasn't really dropped anything lately. And then Schoolboy dropped an album like 2 years ago, I think, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. So currently, I would say Schoolboy. He's definitely reached a bigger demographic than Dom. I just don't think that Dom has that same reach. And then obviously with the whole Kendrick thing and whatnot, I think it also put more spotlight on the whole TDE family and those artists. But I would probably just say
is Dom alone to somebody?
I think he's on his own stuff now. I wonder if the camera just turned off, because it definitely clicked.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, but
so with Dom Kennedy, I think Dom Kennedy would be great as an artist if he attached himself to similar artists like Larry June.
No.
I kind of feel like he kind of can work with that.
I disagree.
Really?
I think that Dom created a lane for people like Larry June to also grab the torch and keep it pushing. Not to say that they couldn't work together, but I think everybody would agree that Dom was making that similar style of music at a certain point in time and kind of just passed the torch over to Larry June. And it's not to say that like Larry even necessarily ran with that style on purpose or anything. Maybe Larry just felt comfortable rapping that way, but I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like Dom is probably at a point where he's comfortable where he is. He probably felt like he made a lot of money. People do know of Dom. People still definitely listen to Dom. They probably listen to him more still on the West Coast and us in the Midwest or the East Coast. I think just Larry just has that spotlight right now because of maybe just beat selection and flow. But who knows if Dom was to drop something more consistently, what people would think. I still don't think a lot of people know about Dom as much as they do Larry. And I could see people maybe thinking that Dom would be taking Larry's style, but it was just like for people that was listening to Dom, you would know that that Larry sound is kind of it seems like it's influenced from Dom Kennedy. But
Do you think Dom opened that up for Larry, or do you think Currency opened that gate a long time ago, and then Dom took the same kind of road and ran with that for a little bit, and then Larry kind of gone in the same realm too. Because I mean, Currency is still putting out music to this day,
of course,
which is amazing.
of course,
And he's very consistent on it, which is awesome.
of course.
I wish more artists would be like that. I understand there's artists who cannot be like that. Dom Kennedy, please give us some music. And also, another sidebar, Chip the Ripper used to be a great artist. Where the fuck did this nigga just disappear on? And then I found out on Instagram, this nigga's name is now King Chip.
Yeah, I mean,
King Chip? This is what you changed to, nigga?
People definitely change their names, but to answer your first question, I would say that I don't think that Dom necessarily opened that door. You could say that to some degree, but I do think that Larry still kind of sounds like his own person compared to Dom, at least from the conversations I've had with people. Okay. So I think that the influence is there. I don't know if he necessarily needs to tell him that or mention that, but I don't know if Dom opened that door, and I don't think Currency has anything to do with either one of those artists. Simply because I still feel like Currency has his own style compared to those guys. I wouldn't even put it in the same box.
Really?
I don't think I would put Currency.
I put Larry and Currency in the same box. I feel like it's like calm music to listen to when I'm driving, or calm music like if you were a person who smoked. Like, I mean, I smoke cigars, so like if I'm smoking a cigar, I'll play it out like, you know, and chilling. Mm-hmm. Like, it's calm, it's nice, the melodies are amazing, the instrumentals are great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I just had an instrumental version of each song, I could play that, and my dad is like, this is a great.
Of course, yeah. The music,
you know what I mean?
The beat choice is definitely there. Yeah. I still just for me, and shout I can only speak for me. I just can't. I just don't think I put them in the same category. And I think they're both great artists. I just don't see them as the same. As far as like their styles go. For me, Larry just kind of has like a luxury style, elegant luxury rap is what I would call it. That's not even a thing or a genre, but it's like Larry just really speaks about life and what he goes through as the others do. But it just seems like it's very just elegant and peaceful. It's just calm and just like very chill. And then you have Currency, who raps about everything as well, and his loves for cars and the music and culture and weed and things like that. But it almost just seems like he's speaking from like a point of like just talking with the homies, like outside somewhere. Okay. So for me, it gives me two different vibes. It's kind of similar. Like Larry kind of reminds me of like Rick Ross sometimes, because I feel like Rick Ross raps about a lot of luxury and like life and like yachts and mansions and money and riches and stones and things of that nature, but like it's a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more raw. But Larry just kind of like eases in and kind of is like, it's just like chill with it, just very mellow. So I don't know. I just think they all just have kind of some similarities, but I wouldn't even put Larry and Currency in the same box for me. But I feel like a lot of people would agree with you on that.
What about Wiz Khalifa? Do you like Wiz Khalifa honestly or not really?
I do like Wiz. I don't listen to him as much as I used to, but I think he still puts out really good music. He still puts out a lot of hits and has a lot of hits, and people still love Wiz.
Did
I
Wiz
remember back in
fall
the
off,
day
though?
watching a lot of Day to Days. I don't think he necessarily fell off. I just think the mainstream of what people want to hear isn't what he raps about, and I think he's okay with that. I don't think Wiz has anything that he has to prove to anybody as of now because he's already cemented himself and done a lot. Um, from just being from Pittsburgh, like the East Coast, and just doing his thing for so long with like Mac Miller and other people, and obviously Currency. But I think he just kind of created his own lane, kind of did whatever he wanted to, and was just happy with whatever product that he put out himself versus, what the people wanted him to do. So, um, yeah,
Hmm.
shout out to Wiz.
I feel like Wiz fell off when he lost Amber Rose.
Dang.
Hot take there. I feel like though the same thing happened to Kanye.
I don't think
I feel like
either.
there's an Amber Rose effect there.
I don't
going
think
on.
I don't think either one of them fell off with Amber Rose. I think they
They made
changed.
fire albums though when they had Amber Rose.
They changed. They definitely changed. It changed their life. I mean, we wouldn't get 808s and Heartbreaks if they didn't break up. As far as Kanye and Amber, and then with Amber and Wiz, obviously they have like a kid together and stuff like that. But I don't think that changed Wiz at all. If anything, it kind of kept. For me, it almost seems like it kind of kept Amber relevant. I don't think anybody knew about Amber before Kanye, which we were young at the time.
Yeah.
But I never heard anything about the lady with the blonde white fade before Kanye, and I only knew about her because of like the whole Grammy thing and like the breakup and the 808s and Heartbreaks album, and then her dating Wiz and them having a kid obviously is like a big thing. So it's like I don't ever really hear anything else about Amber. And I think she dated, who did she date? 21 Savage. She
Oh.
dated 21 Savage for a little bit before his current situation. And I remember that because she has like this slut walk thing I think she does in LA every year.
Yeah, I heard about that
And
joint.
I think 21 Savage like participated in that with her when they were dating. But outside of that, I don't ever hear about Amber anything.
Mm.
I just don't. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Trying to read through some of these potential
Well, yeah, we got
topics.
We got hit with some topics for the talk here. So let's see what these are. Actually, I'm gonna run through some. I want to look at some because I glanced at it.
Well, one of the questions I know that like people, I talk to my friends about this kind of a lot, but it says, do you think people come into your life for a reason or is it just timing? Which I feel like that can go a lot of different ways. I definitely think people are in your life for a reason. As far as time goes, I feel like that's very situational. You could have a lot of different things that happen that can alter time. But I don't know if people necessarily come into your life for timing necessarily. I think it's more so just like for whatever reason it is, and then it's up to you guys to, make it be a thing, whether it lasts long or it doesn't last long. Everything happens for a reason, but I don't know if I consider if that's a timing thing or not. I don't know if you have a different viewpoint on that, but
I would say sorry. I would say timing. If you want to go with the timing route, I mean, for me, I would just say it's all about what God puts in front of you, and what he wants to happen for you. You know, there are times where, people are put in front of you to teach you something that you may need to be taught or need to be reminded of to put you back on track to where you want to be at and where he wants you to be at in life. Not turning super religious, but I think that I think people are put into your life for a reason. However, I would say that's like not every person. There's people you run into, randomly as well, or and whatnot too. So like, I don't know. I would say that I would say actually yeah. I would say yeah. I'm gonna say on the first one. So yeah, I'm gonna say God puts people in your life for a reason.
Yeah.
I just think that also in part of that, because you're given free will, you can choose to go out and find people as well.
Yeah, the timing thing is still a thing where it's kind of just like a you thing almost. Because if you're somebody that kisses somebody's butt all the time and that's all you do with everybody, they're going to probably be in your life for a while. Not to say that that's a good thing that they're in your life for that long, but because you are a butt kisser or a pleaser, of course, those people are just always in your life because you keep them there. Versus somebody who might not be that person at all and could care less. It's like people might come and go for you all the time. So I think that all kind of just goes back to this people being in your life for a reason. Just like you can kind of choose who and what is in your life and who isn't. And that's still your own personal choice. And people can try to be in your life, but that doesn't mean you have to allow them to be in your life. So it's just like, it's really just a you thing. And I think timing just comes with it. I don't think you really can separate the two because it's all just like your own choice with it. So
Hmm. Then I got one then.
mhm.
What do you think? Okay, let me read it just to be sure. Have you ever felt lonely while surrounded by people?
Lonely while surrounded by people.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And this doesn't have to just be physically surrounded. This could be like where you just know you have people that are there for you.
Uh,
But you still feel like alone.
hmm. Um, I I want to say yeah, but I also want to just say no. Wait, can you ask that again?
Okay, so you could be at a party, you could be at a function, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not physically alone,
Mm-hmm.
but you still feel alone.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think I've been around people that know that like care about me, but I felt like I still felt alone. If
Mm-hmm.
anything, I feel like whenever I have felt alone, it's when I was around people that I felt like wasn't there for me or couldn't be there
Yes.
for me. But whenever I'm around people that I know are for me, I don't think I ever feel lonely. I think I might get a little sad about something, but I also feel like I know I could talk to those people, so it would just be my choice on, I guess, being lonely. But I've definitely been in situations where I've been around people where I felt like I was still lonely, but those same people were also just like the reason why I felt that way. Versus the other people who didn't make me feel that way and being around them. Um, but I think those same people would also sit there and be there for me if I needed them to. I just got to be the person to obviously let them know like that's how I'm feeling. Um, so
So what's usually your solution?
well, me personally, I don't like to put my problems on a lot of people or people at all. So unless it's something that really is bothering me or I know that's going to affect somebody else that I am really close to, I'm probably not going to ever say anything. And most people probably aren't going to be able to tell. Um, so I just don't think I would ever. I think I'd ever do that.
Hmm.
That's just a me thing, though. I've always been like that, and
Yeah, you've
maybe
always
it's
been a secluded
because
one.
it could be because of a lot of stuff that I've just witnessed and just from like seeing what others go through and what other people could put others through. A lot of times I just have in my head that I know a lot of people are just going through something on their own already. So why would I be selfish to put my issues and problems on other people when they already have stuff going on? Mind you, these same people always tell me that, well, I wouldn't even say these same people. Anybody that I'm cool with, like actually cool with, that I actually talk to all the time, I know that those people are there for me, and I still probably wouldn't put my problems on them. But that's not to say that they were never there for me. I just have always just been that person that's just like, man, I would feel so selfish to sit here and put my problems on you, not even knowing that you might have stuff that you're already dealing with that maybe you haven't even talked to me about. But why would I put my problems on you?
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I
Because
know that could probably be frustrating to people.
yeah, it can be, but that's not their problem to worry about usually. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of like I had the mindset don't make your problems my problem. So
And
like
people
if
can see that as being selfish almost. Not to say that you are, but I could see somebody being like, well, damn, like, why are we friends then?
oh yeah, if it's your significant other, like your wife or something like that, yeah, definitely.
But even friends, I could see friends feeling like, damn, well, if that's how they feel, like, why even be my friend? Because some people will look at a friendship as somebody that I could also, you know, confide in if need be or talk to when I need to about anything. But at the same time, there's no rule in the handbook that says like, because I'm your friend, I have to listen to your problems. Like that's also not a thing. But I think that goes into knowing who your friends are and how your friends act. I think we all have friends that we know we can talk and do certain things with, and we also have friends that we know that we can't do said things and stuff with.
Yeah,
And if you
definitely.
don't know that, then that might be something that you have to work on. But um, I could definitely see people thinking that it's like a selfish thing to say, but I don't know if I necessarily think that is selfish to be like, don't make your problems my problems. Because some people will take their problems and put it on you, and you might, be okay with helping them, but at some point, especially when the problem is repetitive, you have to assume that that person is probably going to get annoyed with you or whoever it is.
That or they're like trauma dumping.
And I think a lot of people like to trauma dump, but when somebody does it to them, they're not there for them, and I think that's whack.
I would
And
agree.
if you are a person that is like that, where people trauma dump on you and you don't like it, please speak up
Yeah.
because you're gonna let it get too far deep, and then when you finally tell them like, "Hey, I don't like that you're doing this," it might be considered fake because you let me do this for so long, and then now all of a sudden it's an issue like that. That could also, turn people off. Um, yeah, make sure you tell people if you don't like that.
I have a question. Do you ever get random people who try to trauma dump on you?
Yeah, all the time.
How do you how do you respond usually? Do you just like listen to it and just like let it roll off, or do you kind of like, hey, this might not be the right place or time for this?
Um, so me being me, and this is me being 100% honest. I try to be there for all my people, friends and family. Most of my friends I do consider family, so my family, I guess you could say. Um, I try to be there for them because I know. I just feel like if I ever needed somebody, I would hate to go to said person and they'd be like, what are you telling me for? You was never there for me. I feel like that would hurt more than anything. So I don't know if I necessarily have a problem with it, as long as like, I don't even want to say as long as I'm not doing something, because that sounds so crazy, but like, I think with anybody that I come in contact with that can personally reach out to me, I always try to at least respond, because I don't think of myself as being too busy to talk to people or like to respond to people. You just never know what people are going through or what even a conversation could lead you to. So I always try to respond to people. Now, if it does become too much, I might say something, but I don't think anybody's ever dumped on me too many issues where I was just like, all right, this is too much, or I can't talk about this. But I think the only time that it has became a problem is if people dump stuff on you, and it's always that same type of stuff.
Oh, it's like the same scenario over and over.
Yeah, because to me
And
that sounds
you already
like,
told him a solution.
because to me that sounds like you're not taking anybody's advice, and that is insane. What is the definition of insanity? Like doing the same thing over and over again?
Yep.
So I would say that's insane to keep dumping on people issues that you have or problems that you have, but you haven't changed anything. At some point, people aren't going to listen anymore or talk to you about it. And then what? Like, what do you do after that?
Yeah, and then, or it's a scenario of like, they might try to like blame you for some shit.
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't doing all that. You can go away from me, baby girl, with that.
Girls and guys.
Girls and guys, yeah.
It's not even just ladies. Guys do it too. A lot of people, I think a lot of people also got to be real with themselves too when doing said dumping on others, because you got to realize, I don't know that other person's story, or not even a person, but I don't know the other side of what you're telling me. I only know what you tell me. So I can only hold it at the value that you've told me to hold it at. But you also just got to be honest about it, because a lot of people will dump on you their side of something, but they don't tell everything. But they don't show everything. And then when you finally see it, you're just like, wait, why is this not what, you said this was? But yeah, I've never really had an issue with people doing that. I know I probably talk to a lot more people than you do as far as like on a day-to-day basis, but has anybody ever done that to you?
Yeah. And I think the other part though is, like, for you, it's like you can do it. You're good at it. Like, you're good at. I mean, obviously, you're a great. You're a great listener. You're great at being more emotionally. What's the word? You're more emotionally intelligent, I would say, than probably the average bear.
That's a. Well, thank you. I mean, I don't.
I mean, look,
I don't know.
You got a wife, so like I don't.
What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything.
You gained a badge like Pokemon, like you got a badge there, so you gained a level. You okay? I don't have that badge yet. Once I get there, I'll get there.
I don't think that necessarily means anything, just because
I think it helps you
marriage.
With communication a lot. Like, again, I'm like a decent amount of people, like, just because I'm not all the way, but I'm saying that, but like I'm like more of a like stoic kind of guy, where I don't have like the emotional capacity for certain things or whatnot. So it might be a little harder for me to, feel bad for something, or like I just look at like I look at the issue, the solution, solve it. That's how my mind goes to.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, this makes you feel this way, and this is why sometimes, and that's what probably it hurts me a lot because I don't understand in those ways. Even if you might express it to me in a different way, or express it or try to explain it to me, sometimes I just don't connect the dots there.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, it is what it is, but I'll get there one day on it. Um,
I mean, some things you just can't help. If you grew up not really practicing that type of thing, and not even say actually practicing it, but like more so experiencing doing it that type of way, then that's probably not the way that you know how or that you're ever going to do, because that's just naturally how you've just done things. Whereas somebody like me who might have through like situations in life just had people like sit down and be like, hey, why, like what made you do this or what made you think like this and why, like what causes this, and then do whatever. I mean, it's just two different ways to go about it. But it's ultimately up to you to decide if you would want to, handle it differently. But I don't even think there's a bad way to handle that. You just got to handle it the best way that you can, essentially.
yeah, I agree.
But I also feel like when people want to do those type of things where they kind of like dump on you, you got to know who you're talking to. You can't just dump on everybody and expect everybody to give you the same response or treatment. Like you
Facts.
got to know who you're talking to. So if you know that that person is somebody who's very just short answer, straight to the point, very raw and uncut, you got to be willing to accept that type of response when you ask whatever it is you're asking. Now, if you're talking to somebody who's going to really sit down and break down every section of it and kind of find similarities in each point of the breakdown, then that's maybe the person you want to talk to if you're trying to go that route. But you definitely got to know who you're talking to. And I think a lot of people kind of forget things like that sometimes where they just
Yeah.
like expect everybody to respond the same, but it was just like, you got to know your friends or your people and how they are.
Or they just like assume that you're looking at the same situation as they are,
And you
and you
can't
can't do
assume.
that. I was like, because
We're
everyone's
all different
different.
people.
Yeah,
Everybody is a
exactly.
different person at the end of the day. No person on this earth is the same. Not even if you're twins. There's nothing the same about each person on this earth. Nobody has 100% similarity. So you would be crazy to sit here and think that every single person you come across thinks 100% just like you. And if you do, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because that's not how that works.
Yeah, facts.
You just got to know your people, your places, your things. You got to know who you're talking to when you talk to people. Even if it's not a personal thing, it can relate to work, it can relate to hobbies, it can relate to just everyday life. You got to know what type of person you're dealing with. And even if you don't know that person, use context clues to try to figure out what kind of person this is. You just can't treat everybody the same. You won't go far doing that. There will be roadblocks.
Hmm.
There will be roadblocks.
And that's from Deacon Boogie.
No, I mean, seriously. I just, I mean, I'm not the most talkative person. I feel like I've just recently become a talkative person, but I know for a fact, even like with just like stuff that I deal with on my own, I can't approach people the same that I would. I can't approach every single person the same. You literally cannot. And if you do, you might either get the same results or you might get a lot of results that you're unhappy with. And again, you just got to know how you talk to people, whether that's friends or family. Well, not how you talk to people, but more so what type of person you're talking to. You
Yeah,
just got to know these things.
yeah, and that kind of blends in with the next thing on boundaries.
Hmm.
Um, do you set a lot of boundaries, and does it make you feel guilty when you set boundary?
I feel like you shouldn't feel guilty when you set boundaries. I understand that people may feel guilty when they set boundaries, and a lot of times I feel like when people do that or when they do feel guilty, it's because they're not used to having to do so, or they're worried about how a person might react. And sometimes you got to put that to the side in order to protect your own respect.
Okay. And so then, do you think people? Okay, say you have a boundary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say you have someone who's teetering that boundary, and how are you going about on reminding them of the boundary that you set with them already in a healthy manner?
Well, first of all, I feel like if you have to constantly tell somebody about their boundary, that's an issue. And chances are you probably need to get that person maybe away from you in a sense. I don't know if that necessarily means you got to cut them off, but you kind of got to put some pressure on them and show them and let them know, like, hey, this is a line that you keep crossing. Because if you don't, they'll never know that they're crossing the line. And a lot of times, people cross these lines and things and they don't know that they are because the people are not telling them. And we also have to put some accountability on you as a person if you're not letting people know when they're crossing the line because you're also a part of the problem essentially. Um
But I think also though, I think I think people in general have. I guess this kind of works into like morals and whatnot too, though.
mhm,
With the like your, I think everyone has like a there's like probably a standard of boundaries,
mhm,
like whether it's space or the way you talk to people,
mhm.
the way you act around people, yada yada yada. And I mean, you see it on social media all the time where you see people just like violate those things constantly to
Mhm.
random folks. They don't know them from nowhere.
Yeah, from a can of paint.
And you see that shit in like New York. Motherfuckers in New York don't know nobody and they be acting wild.
What do
And
you
I'm just confused. It's like, why the fuck y'all doing this wild shit?
what do you
And
mean?
it's all for the like views of it and all that. I don't get it.
I mean,
It's just me being old, I guess.
nah, we live in a world where everything is taken and seems like it's trying to be put on the internet. You have some. I feel like. I mean, you do have some people that just love to see people react. And I feel like those are dangerous people, or can be dangerous people. Anybody that loves to just see a reaction out of you, that's kind of scary. It's one thing to say or do certain things to people for a reaction, but people that like always want to see you react to something or always want to make you mad or always want to test your limits, those are dangerous people. Because what's the point?
That's a good point. You know something too? We are getting dangerously close to having a real life Joker.
Oh, I mean,
Because we got more and more people who, again, want to see people just react, right?
hmm
The next step of that has to be like some sort of chaos. And we've already seen it where you got, you know, these influencers or content creators or
hmm
wherever the buzzword is this time of the week, that they can create a massive, grouping of people
yeah,
and just shit goes, gets not to rehash the word again. It just everything goes chaotic. Everything just goes to shit.
yeah,
Like remember a while back when you had what's buddy's name, the streamer Casanet. He had that. Remember he went to like was it New York?
yeah. That
And they were just
that was out of his control.
I
I
understand
don't
that's out of his
I don't
control.
fault him
But
for that.
imagine the person who has the control and he chooses to do it though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a scary sight. Could you imagine if there was a person who could get think of like think of like Casanet. He could probably fill the Indy 500.
hmm
He then just tells them to do something crazy
yeah,
and they do it.
yeah. People can be very dangerous, and I do think about stuff like that you just said. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Sorry. those people we just got to be more conscious of. Uh, the world already has a short attention span. That's why TikTok does so well
And a short
and
temper.
Reels, because people's attention span is so low now. It's crazy. Um, but you just got to be careful what you're feeding yourself and feeding your kids or feeding your loved ones. And by feeding, I mean like putting content and stuff like that in their face. You just got to be mindful of like what we are consuming from on a daily basis. The It's bad enough that technology is so far advanced to where we can do everything from our phone in the same spot that we're sitting right now. I can check the news. I can check the weather. I can check my bank account. I can pay bills. I can call my family. I can FaceTime my family. I can do art projects. I can do work projects. I can graduate from the palm of my phone without physically having to leave the spot. We can do so much on these phones. And people got to realize at the end of the day, like this phone, a cell phone, or a computer is a very valuable, but it can also be a very dangerous piece of equipment. So a lot of the stuff that we consume today, you have to hold yourself accountable and the people around you, but you just gotta be real with yourself and realize that some of these things you can control yourself, and some of these things you might not be able to. And if you start to notice some things that you feel like are out of your hands, you gotta kind of fix that in some way.
I will say, I think people are giving their kids phones and shit too early.
Oh yeah, I mean, you work at a phone company, a place that sells phones. So ideally, I know you see it all the time, and I see, little kids with like tablets and stuff here and there all the time. But it's just like I don't know, man. Like I feel like even in this current state of life in year 2026, I feel like a lot of kids could exist without tablets or cell phones at an early age. I know it's kind of beneficial to just have something that's so quick and so easy to just grab, but I just always think about this even with adults is like what if cell phones and computers stop working for 24 hours? What would y'all do? Would y'all know how to travel still without your phone? Would you know how to like get around and just like do things without a cell phone or a computer? Like, what would y'all do if these things didn't work, even just for 24
Hey,
hours?
look, them Tesla niggas are fucked though.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody with an electric vehicle,
Hey, fucked.
like if any electronic device, not even any electronic device, if any device that we use for our own entertainment via phone or tablet didn't work or computer didn't work for 24 hours, like what would y'all do? How would y'all get around? How would y'all communicate with people? Some people only have a life on the internet and don't have a life outside of it. Like when power outages happen and things go down, it's a lot of people now, especially in today's society. There's a lot of content creators, a lot of people that just make money from just being on the internet every day, all day long. What would y'all do if it stopped today, right now? How would y'all survive, or how would y'all make it?
Yeah, because
Like people could break a cell phone and couldn't go a day without their cell phone.
facts.
And I do understand that some people use their phone to run their business and stuff like that. So it's not like a knock to business owners that kind of run their business off of like their cell phone and stuff like that. But some of these content creators and YouTubers and stuff like that, what would y'all do if the internet didn't work tomorrow?
And you know what's crazy too? On top of the fact that they broke their phone, and say they like, let's say they like their because most people don't buy a phone outright; they finance the phone. The amount of times where people put themselves in a worse financial predicament is insane.
Well, I see it with shoes.
Like,
I see it with shoes every day.
No, like you'll see it where, like they broke. Like let's say I broke my 17 Pro.
Yeah.
And I just got this mug like let's say 6 months ago. But they need a phone then right now. They need to have the phone right now. Yep. We're just saying this is a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
They don't really. They need a phone, let's say for their job or whatever. But because their phone is like so attached to their work, maybe their work has them making calls or receiving calls.
Yeah.
They have to get it right then and there, and the only option for them, instead of just buying like a cheap phone or something like that,
Hmm.
they go out and they'll go and either buy a whole nother phone.
Yeah.
They'll use like their mom's upgrade, dad's upgrade, their spouses, their kids, or they'll just fuck around as they'll add another cell phone line that they were never going to use.
Yeah.
So now they're just increasing the bill, and they were already stressed about the bill being high.
Exactly.
But and I mean, I think we're in a world now where I think a lot of people just are not financially stable, but also just not financially intelligent. Like we used to be in America, we used to be a way smarter country with our money. we just did. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just social media. Maybe it's something to do with how the family systems are set now. But man, it's just like people's literacy of finances is insane. Like seeing so many people who have like a car, and like it's a cheap car. Like, let's say it's like a Maximum, like $10,000 car. Let's say it's like a Nissan Maxima,
Yeah.
and they get it. They don't understand how credit works.
A lot
They
of
don't
black people
understand how
don't.
any of that stuff works.
Not even just black people, but a lot of our generation.
Yeah, a lot of our generation
didn't know about finance, credit.
Even the generation, like we'll say the generation prior, like they are in the same boat where they're making bad financial decisions.
Yeah.
And then you got the younger crowd who's also making bad financial decisions, but it's in a different way. Like I see them where the younger crowd, like you see, we go to cart meet sometime. How many kids in their 20s are rolling around in a BMW M3 Comp or a 340i, and they just work at like a fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
And we're like, I understand you have these small expenses, bro. You are like throwing all your money away.
Yeah, but sometimes that's their only expense.
That's insane, though.
And I'm not. I could never hate on
You
that.
couldn't do that.
I can never hate on that.
I can't hate on it, but I'm like, man, I just there's so much stuff you could do with the money. Like you could be starting your Roth, like putting your finances in order. And maybe there might be kids who are well off and they already got a trust and everything.
Yeah.
And they already got a healthy trust going on. They don't got to worry about nothing. I mean, at that point, do what you want to do.
Right.
But you do get a lot of people who definitely they don't care. I see a lot of people who are in a spot where they just don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like YOLO. Like, remember when YOLO was a thing? Like that's where we're at now with people's like finances. It's insane.
You only live once. I mean, it's definitely it's I don't know, man. That stuff can go so many different ways, but that topic can go so many different ways. And I'm not mad at like people spending their money how they want to. I think the only time it really becomes an issue is when you're spending money the way that you are and it's hurting you.
Yeah.
Because again, some people have a household where they grew up, parents set them up well. They don't really have to worry about nothing too much. They can do whatever they want, which is fine. And maybe their only expense is the car or is the motorcycle or is, whatever their obsession is with whatever. But for the people who don't have that similar situation, gotta get it together.
Yeah, but then you start trying to do the keeping up with the Joneses thing.
Yeah, you can't keep it with the Joneses, the Michaels, the Robinsons, the Williams.
Like I mean that's what social media has become. Like keeping up with the Joneses now on the social media, which is what it is. But I think a lot of people, especially moving a lot around, like in different areas of Indiana, and seeing how a lot of people, no matter what area you were in, were still trying to do the same scenario of keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. It is a very interesting thing to see. Like, the difference of one person who is struggling to pay a bill and they have everything else on on the face of the earth. Like they got like you got like you'll have a guy who lives in a trailer park.
Right.
He has a bunch of toys. He has a off or like
But
an
see,
off roader. He got an
that-
ACV.
that conversation
He's
comes
got
up
the
a lot.
Camaro. He's got a lifted diesel pickup truck. He's
Yeah.
on all that. He's on all these payments,
Mm-hmm.
but he's still good. But he's living in that gray area where he's like, you know, a check miss if, you know, God forbid something happens, in a few months he gotta be down.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to lose some toys.
I mean, maybe, but like, you also gotta think about the people who don't like to do that type of thing, where they don't put, they don't think that those type of things are like the things that have to be changed or has to be something that makes it switch up. Like it, I don't know, man. Like everybody has their own issues. Everybody has their own problem. Some people have more issues and problems than others. But also, people got to start being real with themselves for real. Because if you don't, it'll hurt you in the long run. And stuff like that, you got to really consider, like, the bad outweighing the good.
Yeah.
And, like, you also got to, like, think about... We could actually dig deep into... Well, not really dig deep, but we can get further into it. I think me and you talk about this all the time, but it's like when you make a big purchase, you got to think about long term. Is this a purchase that you can keep up with? Or even a month or two from now, if you buy this right now, does that hurt you 30 days from now?
Right.
And,
or even like, does it even bring you happiness like in that moment?
Yeah.
Or will it? Or is it just that moment?
Right.
Or is it long term? Like, are you gonna keep looking at this thing and be happy about it?
Yeah. Because I think a lot of times too, what is it? I think you used to say something like, if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it.
Facts.
Which
Facts. Shouts to Pops.
Yeah, I could buy
if you
McDonald's
can't
twice.
buy it twice, don't buy it at all.
Like, yeah, I can afford two 10-piece McNuggets from McDonald's, right?
I can afford the payments of 50 cents
I
a
can't
week.
afford 2 homes right now, but a home is cheaper than rent, so something got to give.
Facts.
But yeah, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. It's very real. I think a lot of people have this mindset where like, oh, I can spend it now, but I know I'm going to get paid on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday hits, you forgot that you don't really make that much extra.
Yes.
You just know that more money is going to come in and you will figure it out later.
Exactly.
And people do that. I've been guilty of that before, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't been, but it's like...
We all have been there. But what I'm saying is that at some point we
avoid
have to
it.
grow the fuck up.
Like,
we got to be a little bit boring. I understand. I can't go on that trip with you, baby girl.
Right.
But just know everything's paid for and taken care of. I will have a home when I get back. I am not about to be stressing if my bills are paid. I'm not doing that shit.
Exactly.
Like,
no, that's real.
I don't get it. I don't want to have the. I would like everyone to be at a spot in a position where they are comfortable. They are good. You don't have to have extra gray hairs.
Yeah.
Worrying about money. That should be the least of your worries.
Yeah.
You should be worried about doing other things to make yourself a better person, to give yourself, you know, if you believe in like having, you know, a better name for yourself, for instance.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, making a change in the world or in the community.
Yeah.
Like, if more people could not have to stress about money, there would be more people making, I believe we'd be making more change to the world that's needed. Like, if people were more financially in a better financial spot, you have less stress, probably.
Yeah, I agree.
You can stress over other stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But you would just be less stressed out.
Right.
You also could be able to do other things. Like, you could afford to, like, have a kid or two if you want.
Uh-huh.
Or 3 or 4. Whatever you want. You
Right.
know? You could choose to do whatever you want. If you want to go after that, if you have a passion for something, you could go after that passion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would like everyone to be happy with what they have and what they can do, as long as you can make it make sense.
Would you say you're happy with what you have currently?
Am I happy with what I have in full? No, but I will get there one day. I'm not worried about
But
it.
in this current moment, are you happy with what you have in this current moment?
Am I
Like,
happy with
yes,
what
I feel
have?
like we all definitely want more, but what you currently have, are you?
I'm
Would you
a
say?
very
you're happy?
critical person of myself, so my answer's still gonna be no. Am I happy that I have, I got my home, I got my toys, I got stuff I can do, I can, and whatnot. I got, I got a couple dollars in the bank. Sure,
Yeah.
I am happy for that.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be happy? Would I like to, like, for instance, have be able to do some other things or try some stuff out? Definitely. Um, I'm more of a, I'm not 100% a hermit. I'm not saying that. I just, I don't get the urge a lot of times to want to go out places and do stuff solo.
Mm-hmm.
So I just never do them.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I will say I'm working more on being happy solo,
Mm-hmm.
so I can go do those things later on.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah, I need to. We've already talked. I need to go on vacation. I'm
Yeah.
tired of getting stressed out.
That's very important.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this might be a good stopping point for right now because I think we're going on an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Of just
That
talking.
feels about right.
And it's a lot to process and render and break down. Definitely some good stuff in here in this talk today.
We didn't even get through half the questions.
Not at all. The goal wasn't even to get through all the questions, but more so just to get a filler out and see what happens and what comes about from this. Because this is definitely something random, but something new. And we didn't even go into it with like a script or knowing what we wanted to say or how we were going to say it, but more so to just get it out. So I think it's definitely a good start. Definitely got some good audio, got some good footage, some good clips that we can just use to put out there and see what people think. So I appreciate anybody listening to this. I'm assuming there'll probably be some more later in the future. But if you don't have anything to say, I think that's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Whatever we name this to, Untitled Niggas.
No. You cannot say that, man. That is crazy. Yeah, we can't say that. It can't. That's not gonna be a title for anything.
We gotta.
That's not being a title for anything. That is simply outrageous. You're gonna lose sponsorships.
Untitled Negroes.
You're gonna lose all your sponsorships saying something crazy like that. But yeah, that was a good talk. I guess we'll catch y'all the next time, whenever that is.
Peace.
Peace.